Welcome back to a very, 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 very special episode of the Purple Rain podcast. I'm not going to mince words whatsoever. We have a very special guest joining us that I cannot wait. Kind of might know by now, but it's up to you, son. When you're ready, you can bring him one in.
Yeah, man. Just want to say real quick, thank you guys so much for joining this episode of PRP, the Purple Rain podcast. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our special guest for the evening. It's going to be our guy, Patrick Queen, none other than PQ, back in the house, joining us
What's
again.
going on?
What's
What's
good,
good,
y'all?
man?
How you been?
Man, nothing much. Yeah.
Good, bro. Chilling. Just vibing. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
man.
We love to see it.
First and foremost, I want to thank you for coming out. Second time means the absolute world to us. Just like, thank you.
You know I got y'all.
For sure,
Yes,
for
sir.
sure. I know we have a couple of questions, me and Sutton. So hope you're down for a couple of Q&A. That's cool.
Fire away.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. Go ahead, Sutton.
All right. Yeah. So, first of all, how you doing, man? How's things been? Like, how you been lately? What's been going on?
Good. I feel good. I've been training since like the first day of February, so my body feels good. Mind feels good. Took a little time off. My girl here now, so we about to make some tacos and stuff. So she gonna give me a little facial and stuff. So
Okay.
feel
Yeah.
good.
Love the facial routine. Love it.
For sure. Tacos and a facial, you cannot go wrong with that. I promise you. But yeah, I kind of wanted to ask you a couple things. Just kind of getting into some football stuff real quick. I would be remiss if I did not ask you about your new defensive coordinator that you're going to be working with this upcoming season, Mike Mcdonald. Man, I just want to ask you this. I don't know how many interactions you've actually had with him, or like, how much you've, studied up on him or whatever, how much you know about him in general. But what's one thing you can point to or that you think that Mike Mcdonald can bring to this defense to improve it, either on the field or off the field?
I would say energy, but like doesn't give me like he's like so young and he's so like relatable to us. But I'll just say like a different mindset now, just like a fresh mindset, a new mindset of like just being simplified and just like playing football and just having fun with it. So we definitely got a coach that cares, loves the game, loves the energy, and just loves to feed into his players and hear what his players have to say. So we really got a good coach. Like I said, he cares about what we say. He asks us for feedback on things. So it's gonna be electric.
Yeah.
Love to hear that. So you said you've been training since February, like February 1st. That is insane. How's it going? Staying healthy, staying fit. All that sound good?
Yeah, I'm good. Like I said, I started February 1st, and then ever since then, I've been training. I took like 2 weeks off, went back home after I came up here for a little while. Went back home for like 2 weeks just to chill out, regroup and stuff. And so now I'm back out here getting out there and stuff. So I'm down on weight, body feeling good. So
Okay, down on weight. Okay. I know that the schedule came out last week, and I know we both have some questions about that. I'm gonna start first. I saw this game, thought of you immediately. Week 9, Monday Night Football, the same arena you won the college championship, and I believe your high school championship in 2014, if I'm correct. That's gonna be an absolute.
electric.
Oh man, I cannot wait.
Oh, yeah.
What's your feelings? Homecoming, how's that feel?
I'm ready to go home, man. Especially the history of that whole draft, that what happened that draft. So I feel a type of way about that and stuff. But I'm just excited to go back home, get to see some familiar faces back home, and just play in front of all my family and my friends and stuff. So it's definitely gonna be electric. And just like you said, all the history from the Natty to the state championship I won to the state championship I lost there. So yeah.
I don't want to bring that up. Okay, don't go there. For sure.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, honestly, another thing I wanted to ask you about is about the schedule. What game besides that game, because I know you have that one circled on your calendar, what game do you feel like you have or you're looking forward to the most? Or maybe like a get back game, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Which one do you have like on your calendar that you have circled right now?
If we doing get back, I want the Steelers. Everybody gonna say the Bengals. I want the Steelers.
Yes.
That Steelers team I haven't beat. And that feeling, that game is different. So that's my get back game for sure.
And we were just talking about that because we were playing them so late in the season again. I'm like, I want them fresh, 100% versus 100%. I want to see us at full strength. Come on, late in the season.
I want them at their best and us at our best. And see what happens when the bullets start flying.
They're ruining the rivalry, man. Said that last episode. It sucks. So I actually have kind of about your new linebackers coach, Zach Orr, who I had the pleasure of watching years ago. Second team All-Pro. How's things going with him? Learning more.
Smooth, cool. Like, man, Zach, like, he was just like 2 years, I think, before me or whatever, 3 years before me playing. So now
Yeah.
he's coaching us, so it's very relatable on the things that he coaching up. He can understand where we coming from on our points of views and stuff. So just having somebody that's young and play the game at a high level in our room coaching us, and we actually like know, like, okay, he been through this, he know this, and just like some of the stuff that we talk about early now, and it'd be like, yeah, we understand that, like, that's how we see it, just make you feel even more comfortable having him in the room now.
He was a dog on the field.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One more thing, Patrick, from me. Just so you're playing out your 4-year contract in Baltimore. You're about to step into the second half of that contract in years 3 and 4. I just want to know, in the next 2 years, what is one personal goal that you've set for yourself? To just, a personal goal as a Baltimore Raven over the next 2 years. What are you thinking?
Top 5. That's it. Be top 5, and whatever fall in line with that, whatever it takes, that's what's about to happen. So it could be a lot of points under that top 5, but how I'm gonna attain that goal. But that's the aiming point, top 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it. And now just getting into some other stuff. I don't know if you're a big soccer fan, all right, but there is a game coming to the bank in July. You watch any soccer?
I don't watch soccer, but I will be at that game head first.
Oh, really? I'm gonna be there,
first.
second row. You better have an Arsenal kit on. That's my team. I need that.
Yeah. Do you actually watch any UFC, Patrick?
I love UFC. Love
UFC. Did you get to catch the card from a few weeks ago
with Rose, Nunez, and all that? Or the one before that? Yeah.
Or the
Rose, my favorite fighter ever.
Oh, really? How'd you feel about her performance?
I mean, it's hard to judge. I mean, it's not like she just got pounded or anything. She really was like playing like Floyd. So I mean, trying to do defensive, but I don't know. You just got at now this stage, everybody wants to see you knock people out. So
yeah, I mean, Thug Rose, right? I don't know. Like, she lives up. You got to live up to those high expectations as a champ. But I get it.
But she gonna be back. She cold like that. So.
Oh yeah, she is for sure. Before we let you go, we got to pull up just a few questions from the Rain Gang. I know they're dying. I just asked you just a few things here. Let's go ahead and see what we have from them here. Let's see. First of all, K-Dog says smash that like button. Yeah, of course, man. Sure. Go ahead and hit that like button, of course. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new, man.
Yes.
Let's see what else we got here from you guys. Just giving a couple shout outs to you, PQ/PRP in the house, man. We always appreciate you for coming through, man. K-Dog.
You gotta trademark that shark emoji, by the way, please.
Oh yeah.
Somehow get that trademark.
For sure.
I got you.
Armad K-Dog here chimes in and says, how do you think this defense is going to be with a healthy David Ojabo when he comes back?
That's gonna be dirty.
Just our whole defense is gonna be crazy when it comes back, but just bringing him along too, lethal. Him, Tabo, and everybody that we got coming off the edge is gonna be lethal this year. So we got Dalen didn't get to play that much last year, so nobody really got to see him. But we got some dogs on the outside.
Okay. Let's see. We got our girl Lisa in the house says, hey guys, how many sacks will Patrick Queen get this season? I want you to call it out.
Unlimited. We want
unlimited.
I love that.
We get back there, we want them.
Yeah, for sure. Our girl Cal with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Cal. Says happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday to you, Cal. Appreciate you for coming through. And thank you for your donation. We do have another one coming from Kyle Reeves. Says Louisiana seafood or Baltimore seafood?
I know the answer. Oh boy. This chat is about to get upset.
That's not a good question. You know what? That's a great question. Louisiana. And if we could go on this rant right now, I would like to go on this rant. Like, I would
Go for it.
Go for it, man.
When you season your food, you have to boil the food with the seasoning. You have to let the seasoning soak. You have to let everything soak. You can't just butter up the top of your stuff after. You can't throw the Old Bay on top after. This gotta be prepped.
Prepped. Exactly. Because how else does the seasoning get infused with the food? You know what I mean? Exactly.
You're licking your fingers. That's what you're getting the taste from. Man. That's not
exactly.
That's not cool.
Not cool. Let's see. We have another super chat donation. This one coming from Twisted Purple Bird. Thank you so much. Says, hey Patrick Queen, who's your favorite teammate?
That's a tough one. Favorite teammate, probably Gino Stone.
Okay.
Ooh,
okay. My dog, Chico.
Love that.
I like that.
Now here's my thing. whose ear can you get in to draft more players from LSU? All right, because I said a draft night. Where are them at? Where are they at? No LSU players. Like, you're like the lone dog out there. How hard is that for you?
I mean, it's hard, but at the same time, everything got to fall into the right places. And, you know, obviously they're drafting best available player at the time. So, I mean, I feel like it was like probably one person or two people that we could have got possibly, but I don't trip. I mean, they know what they're doing. Obviously, got a hell of a team, so I won't be tripping.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think we're gonna go ahead and let you go, man. Thank you so much for coming on to the show yet again, man. Just a friend of the show, man. We appreciate that, joining the Rain Gang here, chopping it up with us. And I'm sure the entire Rain Gang appreciates you just as much. And the Replay Gang, got to give a shout out to you guys as well. We know you guys love Patrick Queen. So thank you so much again, man. And yeah, I guess we'll catch you next time.
Before he goes, real quick, we actually did jersey giveaway, and your jersey was the one that we gave away. So just showing some more love. Thank you again for coming through.
Yeah. No problem. Anytime.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We'll catch you later. All right, peace.
That right there was, I'm just gonna say it. Future All-Pro, future Pro Bowl linebacker Patrick Queen. So once again, thank you for him to coming through. Got a lot out there. I kind of want to take something away. Great question about Mike Mcdonald. I think that youth factor in the defense is going to be disgusting. You know, you have a coach now, got the players listening. Love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking the same thing, and that was kind of like the answer I was expecting out of him, because, like, you know, you've seen it time and time again in the NFL when you get like these younger coaches who kind of bring that younger culture to the teams, and that kind of translates onto the field. It's a different type of energy. It's a different type of style. Like, and it's really cool to see. It's really cool to watch on the football field. So I think that Mike Mcdonald can definitely bring that to this locker room and to that football field, that defense more specifically. I think Patrick Queen he further confirmed that. So yeah, really good news from him.
Yeah, for sure. Oh boy. Always a good time when Patrick comes through. Get some great answers. Yeah. I mean, I compare this time to last year. I mean, new linebacking coach, new defensive coordinator. I mean, new weapons in that defense. We didn't get to talk about Kyle Hamilton coming in the team. Oh boy, this defense is going to be very nasty. And I'm real quick. Him saying the Steelers over the Bengals.
That was interesting.
That rivalry is still alive in the locker room. Believe that.
Yeah.
Believe that.
And that's more of a reason to prove your point, Alex. Like, these players, like, they want to get after it when they're at full strength, just like he said, just like you just got done saying. Like, they want to play each other like when they're at full strength, and like they're putting us against each other like in the last third of the season. It's like, that's no good.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Doing a disservice to the football fans, to the players, all that. See who we got in the live chat right here. Sports Gaming YouTube says, "What's up, Rain Gang? What's going on, man? Appreciate you for coming through." Black Daniels in the house says, "That was fire. Appreciate you, bro."
This wouldn't be able to happen without all you guys. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, a huge shout out to the Rain Gang. Huge shout out to the Replay Gang as well. Oh my God, the Replay Gang has been going absolutely crazy lately. We know you guys are going to be going crazy on this one as well. Big shout out to you guys. Yolanda in the house. What's going on, Yolanda? Giving us the clapping emojis. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that was really good, though. That was really good that he, came through, gave us some good information.
Very quick. You can get so much in 10 minutes. It's crazy.
Right.
10 minutes and
a 10-minute interview. Yeah.
I think he sound bites as well. I mean, love that.
I think he did like 8 minutes on the Rich Eisen show like 2 days ago.
Oh, so. Yeah, I was watching that. Yeah, going to get a haircut in the middle of the retirement.
Yeah. Yep. Sure. But yeah, let's see. Black Daniel says, "They give PQ so much crap. Glad to see he's a friend of the program." Yeah, certain people do, which I think is a little unfair at times, especially like playing the position that he does. Like, it's very hard to produce like early on in your career. But yeah, he is definitely a friend of the show, and we appreciate him for coming on each and every time.
Yeah, and just adding to that, look at that, 22 years old. I'm a couple months older than him. I couldn't imagine getting that much crap, so eyes on you at all times. Playing, I think, one of the hardest, maybe top 3 hardest positions in football. I mean, you're the quarterback of the defense.
Yep.
Every little thing kind of starts with you, ends with you. So definitely got to show love.
Yeah. And you just have so many assignments and so many responsibilities.
Right.
And like, your responsibilities can change in an instant, like in the middle of a play. It's ridiculously hard, a ridiculously hard position. Let's see. We do have another super chat donation. This one comes from Kyle Reeves. Thank you so much.
Thank
Says
you,
Sutton,
Kyle.
us
Thank you.
Steelers fans need your nickname for Pickett this year, since Ben will always be known as a refrigerator.
Oh, you call him the old gym refrigerator last year.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that episode, man. Yeah, I mean, Kenny Pickett, what do I feel about him? I feel that there's still going to be a really stiff quarterback competition in Pittsburgh between him, Mitchell Trubisky. Who wins that competition? I'm not sure as of yet. I think Trubisky might edge him out just based off of like his experience, you know. He'll probably make a little bit less mistakes than Kenny Pickett does, but hey, who knows? Kenny Pickett could be one of these all-time generational talents that we just did not see, and it just hits us upside the head, kind of like a Patrick Mahomes did a couple years ago. But I digress. But yeah, we'll see about Kenny Pickett
For sure.
Let's see. What were you about to say?
Nothing. I was just gonna see any more questions from the Rain game. Get into some Ravens news that's been going on.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Sure. All right. Well, some signings occurred last week. The signing of running back, former Panther, former Falcon, Mike Davis, and what's a 1 year's vet minimum deal. Tell you what, I don't hate it. I actually like it, and I'm gonna tell you why. We saw last year that we had all three of our starting running backs go down within training camp before the season started.
Right.
They're not going to be ready, which tells me that we're going to take it slow with them, and maybe we are changing the way that we do our strength and conditioning throughout the season. Maybe we won't have the hardest conditioning test anymore, but this will definitely lighten the load on them in practice, which I love. And he's actually a really good receiving back as well, so maybe you can throw a few pointers out there, but for the price, I really don't hate it whatsoever. I get it. I'm on board with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it either. It's like honestly, what happened last year with J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill getting hurt. It's kind of like you get in a car accident, but you didn't have insurance. So then you get a new car, and then you get insurance on that one because you've already been burned once. Exactly, you get it all. So that's what we're doing now, like this time around. And I like that. I mean, because it's actually for a good price, like you said. And I think it's good. It's just a good insurance policy, just in case anything were to happen. God forbid, but we know this is football; things happen. So, seeing what some of you guys are saying about it in the chat, Christopher Swain says that boy Mike Davis thick. Bro, you see the quads, man. You see the quads.
Screw a Saquon.
Yeah, exactly. Those quads, I think they had Saquon's beat. Honestly, I think they did. But yeah, let's see. Black Daniel says fiscally responsible, provides depth, could produce in a pinch for insurance. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 preseason games. We both agree that JK and Gus should not be playing in either of them. It's just not smart to happen. Let them come back, especially, I mean, starting our season off at MetLife Stadium. I mean, the second worst stadium behind FedEx, which is scary to be in. So, I'm all for it.
I mean, honestly, if you look at a guy like Mike Davis, I think he could be a very, very good and useful change of pace back. Let's say J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards are getting most of the burn throughout the game. You're throwing a Mike Davis late third quarter, early fourth quarter, like a fresh Mike Davis, that is. You know what I mean? With that offensive line, oh my goodness, he might actually be averaging 4 or 5 yards a carry. I think he's coming into this season averaging about 3.4, 3.5, somewhere around there. But I think that with our offensive line and kind of like our running scheme, he's going to benefit from all those things. I think we can see a better season from Mike Davis than we've seen in the past maybe 2-3 years. That's just me.
And there's also that healthy competition now with running back. I mean, you got to think about who we have. We obviously have the 3 guys that were out. I mean, J.K., Gus, and Justice. Then you have a Mike Davis and a Tyler Beatty. That's 5 running backs. I think we'll carry 4, and one of them's going to be playing special teams. So I think right now, I mean, it's all to play for with them. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah. We do have a super chat donation. This one coming from D. Was. Thank you so much for making it rain here on episode 111 of the Purple Rain podcast. Says, will you go to a Ravens away game with me, Alex?
If you pay for the flight, I will, for sure. How about that?
Okay. There you go. Heard it here first, D. Was. Ball's in your court now. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's see. I see a couple of you guys mentioning Tyler Beatty. Christopher Swain says, and don't forget about Tyler Beatty as well. Raven 76B more says, looking at film on Beatty, this guy is a weapon. What do you really see from Tyler Beatty when you watch his film? Because I know you've done highlight tapes.
burst, an
Mm.
absolute burst. And for me, kind of like a little bit of a bigger Justice Hill, but
Okay.
definitely that burst. I mean, could be a change of pace. Definitely the speediest, I think, out of a running back for sure. Actually, I don't know, because JK has that burst. Think about that touchdown against the Bengals where he just flew past everybody.
Yeah.
Definitely challenging for our fastest running back for sure. And I saw him. There's this one play. I forget who it was against, but I'm seeing it right now. Him just bursting up the sideline, cutting through for a touchdown. It's just love to see it. Just love to see it.
Okay. Okay. Um. All right. Let me segue to this really quick,
Mhm.
because people are saying, I see it. My guy Christopher Swain says, "Oh man, our running back room is looking really good. Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, Davis, Beatty. Like man, sheesh. It's gonna get It's gonna be deep this year." And I want to ask you this: like, if you had to kind of rate them from 1 to 5 stars as a position group, what do you rate, or how many stars would you give our running back room?
I mean, you got to put. I'm gonna go a 4, just because with the injuries, you don't know. But you got to think of, you get Gus and JK together, that's a damn near 4.5, 5 stars, because they both do different things.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'll be Gus, JK, Beatty, and Davis. I think he'll eventually be cut, unfortunately. But that right there, that's definitely a 4-star minimum, because you have each of the one of them does something different.
Yeah.
And then if they're fully healthy, you know that the 5 can be hit, because we've seen it. It was the best running attack you've ever seen in the NFL history in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right about that. And by the way, guys, if you're watching live right now or you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you guys so much. First of all, like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. But I want to ask you guys the same question. Rate the running back room 1 through 5 stars. What do you think they are? Alex says that he ranks the running back room with 4 stars. I see my guy Black Daniel says 4 just for Gus and JK, period. Me personally, I'm going to have to go 5 stars, dude. I'm going to have to go 5 stars. And the
Oh, it'll
reason why
get
I
there this
go...
season. It'll get there 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll definitely get there. I would give 4 stars to a team like, I would say the Titans. I would say the Titans,
Mhm.
like with just a dominant running back, but like it's kind of like a one-trick pony. You know what I mean?
Oh
But
yeah.
like you said, with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, and then we're not even talking about Lamar Jackson. Of course, Lamar Jackson is not a running back. That's not what I'm saying, folks. It's not what I'm saying. But
So you heard
he
it here
helps.
first. Sutton called him a running back,
Oh,
guys.
come on, man. Come on. Don't do me like that. But look, man, all I'm saying is that Lamar Jackson helps out the run game in a huge way. And I think it bumps up that 4 stars to that 5. You know what I mean? Like even just the threat of him pulling the ball out on an option and running around, the edge for an outside run, as opposed to just handing it off and the running back going up the middle. It just gives the defenses an extra thing to worry about when they're trying to assess what to do defensively.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I give the running back room a 5 stars. And I see some of you guys in here saying 4 stars, 5 stars. What are you about to say though?
I was saying right now, like if they were both healthy, JK and Gus, it's a 5 for me, 100%, 1,000,000%. Just the whole injury and not knowing how they're gonna come back is why I'm at a 4. Hell, probably a 4.5. I'll go 4.5. Let's do that for you. But
1.5. Okay.
yeah, but I think this should be a weekly thing. I think rating
Yeah.
some of our rooms a 1 to 5 star. I like it. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
weekly thing now. So this week was a running backs. Next episode we'll see what it is. But I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that. Thank you guys so much for participating in that. And remember, if you're part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you so much for coming out to this episode, and leave what you think down below in the comment section. Please, 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 please. Again, make sure you like the video. Like the video, guys.
Sure.
All right. So kind of moving on from that, Alex, we were going to go ahead and get into some news about Nick Boyle restructuring
Yes.
his contract
Team player.
recently. Yeah, being a real team player, freeing up at about $2.65 million in cap. Sorry for if you hear my dog out in the hallway squeezing his chew toy. But anyway, saving up about $2.65 million in cap. What do you feel about that? And what do you think that the Ravens are planning to do with that extra money?
Well, big shout out to Nick Boyle. Respect, because he could have just said no, but he didn't. He did it. So awesome for that. But I thought it was gonna be for receiver. I thought it was gonna be for Jarvis Landry. I'll be completely. I mean, I was definitely bracing that we're gonna sign him, but that wasn't it. But maybe we're looking to get maybe a James Bradbury. I doubt it will happen. Maybe it'll be a Julio, a Will Fuller. I don't know, or maybe it could be what's his name? Vince Beagle, who we just signed today. I had to look up at my computer because I have the video up that I made earlier today. But or they could just be saving it in case of the I word. I'm not going to say it. Anything happens with that. But if I can bet on it, maybe it's going to be veteran wide receiver. We're still going to sign one because I don't think we honestly have enough receivers as it is. Because not all the undrafted will make the team. But it is nice to have that flexibility, though, that we can go out there and sign somebody. And I would be expecting a signing probably by the end of the month, maybe early June. But a big shout out to Nick Boyle for restructuring his contract for that.
Yeah, definitely being a team player there for sure. Now, what I think about the veteran wide receivers that you think that we'll probably bring in at this point, I'm really, really on board with bringing in Julio Jones, man. I really, really am. And not only just because of what he brings physically. I mean, since 2015, he's in the top 5 of having 1,000-yard seasons. Now, of course, a lot of that was closer to 2015 than now, but I feel like the guy still has some good football left in him. He does. I know he does. He serves as a threat. Now, what he also could do is just provide veteran leadership for that locker room, that wide receiver room, which we'll probably end up addressing on the next episode. We'll rate them 5 stars, 1 through 5 stars. So you heard it here first. But yeah, I think Julio Jones, he could definitely benefit a guy like Rashad Bateman, who was on the up and coming. I was just watching your highlight video of Rashad Bateman's highlights from last season just yesterday. And I was just like so impressed, like just all over again, just on like how good this kid is with just like his hands, his sneaky speed, his quickness, his ability to get on the outside and around cornerbacks, on the deep ball. Like he's just really, really good, man. I feel like a Julio Jones could come right in and just even more, along with Keith Williams and T. Martin, just kind of shape him into being the wide receiver one that we really need him to be. We really need him to be. Because it's like, even if we did pick up a Julio Jones, he's not going to be there for more than one season. You know what I mean? Like we just lost Hollywood Brown, who was our kind of like our fringe wide receiver one. We need a guy who can step up and take that role. Like grab the bull by the horns and actually be that guy. We saw flashes of it last year with Bateman. I think bringing in a Julio Jones this year will not only help the offense with Julio's production, but also just Julio's mentorship on not only the whole wide receiving core, but more specifically Rashad Bateman.
And I'm going to piggyback on the Julio thing. I think if we were to get him, I think there should be a pitch count for him, because this is a guy that you don't want to play a couple of games and then just get hurt, i.e. Sammy Watkins last year. I mean, the first 4 or 5 games, he was really doing his thing. He actually had the most receiving yards for any free agent wide receiver that got signed last year. That's including your Kenny Galladay. I believe that was Juju when he re-signed back with the Steelers, and then a couple of others. I mean, all the receivers that the Ravens were looking after, he had the most. And then we saw, once he played a little too much, he got a hamstring injury. All right, cool, he's coming back. Yeah. Another injury. All right, cool, he's coming back. Just wasn't even involved. Fumbled. Just bad memories. Now with Julio, like I said, him coming in, he cannot be on the field 50 snaps a game. He just can't. It's just not. He doesn't have it in him, unfortunately. And I was on board with Jarvis. I think my next up is Julio. If Odell wasn't coming off the ACL, I just would love to see him in a Ravens uniform hitting the bird for Little M&T Bank. But he won't even be back until I think November or the earliest. And his mark is going to be sky high because that late season push, we saw what he did last year, balled out. But
yeah.
But let's get into it. If we were to sign Julio, I didn't think we were going to get here, but
okay.
After seeing what Jarvis Landry got, 1 year, $3 million, with I believe $3 million more in incentives, what do you think would be a fair contract for him? I believe that number 11 is open, so if he wanted to wear it, he could. But what do you think?
I would say I'm gonna have to do like a 1 year, maybe it would have to be like 4 mil, 5 mil. Like I say, you can give him a little bit more than Jarvis Landry, just because I think just as much as we know how much a Julio Jones, him being a veteran, can help our locker room. I think he knows that too, and I feel like he can use that as leverage when he's trying to get in with some of these teams, because he's been there, he's done that, he's been to a Super Bowl, he's performed well in the Super Bowl.
He could.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I feel like he'll use that as leverage, and for that reason, we would have to give him probably at least 1 or 2 more million than Jarvis.
Yeah,
But that's what
yeah.
I think.
Can you bring up Adam 78's comment from me real quick? Because I think I've seen people talking about this receiver, and I kind of want to just have a conversation about him. So Adam says he would rather see Will Fuller, who is younger than Julio and still has speed. Both of them have their fair share of, let's say, tissue injuries, hamstring.
Yeah,
I mean, if we were to get Fuller, I wouldn't be upset because he does bring something that we don't have, which is that speedy receiver who can take the top off the defense. Because we did lose it with a Marquise Brown, and I wouldn't want Bateman to just kind of be restricted on just going deep because he's so much more than that. I mean, you've seen his route running, you've seen what he can do. He can play anywhere, and he can produce. So, I mean, let's say we don't get Julio and we get Fuller for cheaper. I wouldn't hate it, but I wouldn't be jumping for joy, clap my hands for it. But how would you feel about that, Sutton?
this is interesting to me, very very interesting because I mean you're sitting here, you're telling me that Will Fuller is a guy who can take the top off of a defense. He's a speedier receiver, and I like that. So you're basically saying that we can replace Hollywood Brown with a Will Fuller. Essentially, he can kind of like fill that role, right? Just want to make sure I got that right.
He's not putting up 1K yards. But
Okay, but even like let me turn to this then. I mean, maybe he won't be putting up 1,000 yards because maybe we won't target him so much. But you think about he replaces that speedy receiver that we lost, and he's also 6 feet. I think it's kind of like a win-win there. It's like a taller Hollywood
if
Brown.
he stays healthy, the
if
health
he stays healthy,
problem.
right? Exactly. So I mean, with that being said, keeping that in mind, I wouldn't mind a Will Fuller. If it really came down to it. The money would have to make sense. It would have to be a great deal, but I don't know. I mean, you guys are kind of swaying me towards Will Fuller. The more and more you guys talk about him, it makes sense. So Will Fuller or Julio Jones, but I'm still sticking with Julio as my number one pick for sure.
And notice how none of us said T.Y. Hilton, okay? Because that's not happening.
Yeah. No. Definitely not. Don't want that. Justin Roberts says Fuller is a hurt guy. Yeah. But we're just
everybody that's left is.
That's exactly.
And speaking of receivers, there was some news that came out about a possible draft day trade. It was with the Eagles. I don't know if you saw this. Chuck Clark was, not the happiest. We got Kyle Hamilton, and there was a proposed trade, I believe. Chuck Clark and maybe a pick, I guess, for wide receiver Jalen Reagor of the Philadelphia Eagles. Kind of didn't really shake me. I'm like, it wouldn't really been a superstar deal, I think. I mean,
no,
it's not
definitely
nothing special.
Definitely wouldn't. Not at all. Let me ask you about this. I see my guy KLA Sports down here responding to Don C. Don C says Devin Duvernay is fast, just saying. And then KLA Sports response says Duvernay is not a number 2 receiver. What do you think about Devin Duvernay, and where does he kind of rank on this wide receiver totem pole? We're gonna rate the whole wide receiving core, but next week. Duvernay, what do you think about him?
I just made a Duvernay video, and I kind of got some hate on it because, he only has this many catches and that. Because he was only targeted 30 times, I believe, and he played, I think, in 16 games. 30 targets in 16 games for a receiver. It's just all the jet sweeps. I don't think he's a number 2. I definitely think he's a 3. Definitely the underneath routes, he can take them and get a lot of yak. I think that's a really underrated part of his game is the yak. He can definitely catch the ball and just go upfield. We've seen it before on little screen plays, even those jet sweeps he can get around. But can we just get rid of the jet sweeps? Because when was the last time it really worked with him? When he really 2020, I think, against the Bengals.
Right. Yeah, it's I don't know why. I mean, I do kind of know why we still utilize him in that way. It's not like he is the sharpest route runner. It's not like he's necessarily the fastest guy either. But he's good at what he's good at. He's good with the ball in his hands, So it's just like you do anything to kind of get the ball in his hands, and he can kind of take off from there. It's the reason why he's able to return kickoffs for touchdowns. He's a playmaking type of guy. Punt returns, things like that. He's a playmaker. We do have another super chat donation. This one coming in from Twisted Purple Bird says, "You guys going to the Sunday night football game? Flying from Cali."
That Bengals game, I do not believe I am. Definitely want to get to mine. Definitely going to a preseason game though, but I don't think I'm going to a Sunday night game.
Definitely going to go to a preseason game. Is the Washington one in Baltimore or Orlando?
It is. That's a Sunday. That's what I'm looking at because the Titans game is on a Thursday, which is disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what we have from you guys in here. Black Daniel says Devin Duvernay, he's been our special teams guy, and that's cool. I believe with targets, his game will elevate. I like that. Twisted Purple Bird says Prochet is our number 2.
I don't think he'll get the opportunity to be a number 2. I'll be honest with you. Unfortunately.
But why not, though? You know? What has he shown us that, like, would tell you, hey, that guy doesn't deserve another opportunity? He's never shown us anything like that.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I always see the speed. I always see that he's only in training camp. Just stuff like that. That's the only reason why that's the arguments that I get. But I heard every year that Miles Boykin was doing good and he would get his targets.
Yeah.
In 2020 and 2019. I mean, 2020, he was given his targets. Him and Lamar just weren't on the same page.
Yeah. You're right about that. Okay. How do you feel about some questions, Alex?
Well, real quick, I think we're getting a forgotten receiver as well. Tylan Wallace, a guy you were big out of last year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I look at what he was doing in college. Like, obviously, you can be great in college and not translate to the NFL. But I mean, last year, he was getting yards after contact. Screw the yards after catch, yards after contact.
He was. And I mean, that was probably one of my favorite things about his game last year. You know, like I can't remember what game it was when he caught the ball and he trucks this dude. Bengals game. Okay, I got to go back and find that play again. Like that really solidified for me that he was a beast. I really wanted the Ravens to draft him before they did. Like I was really big on Tylan Wallace, man. I feel like if they gave him more opportunities, more play time, then I don't know. He could turn into maybe our easily wide receiver 2. Easily. If you actually see what this guy can do. But just backing it up a little bit more to Prochet, like, man, like I really feel sorry for this guy because like what is it gonna take? What is it gonna take for this guy to actually get some more snaps? You know, because I think that like eventually he's probably just going to go by the wayside on our offense. He's going to end up on another team. And I don't want to see him producing on another team like I know he can do here, man. That's the only thing that bothers me.
That's the pain.
Yeah.
I just think of when was the last time a receiver left Baltimore and did really well? And I think Holly was going to break that streak. But I look at guys, I mean, veteran receivers kind of come here and their careers die. Unfortunately, I'll go down the list. I mean, Mike Wallace, what did he do after here? Jeremy Maclin, what the hell happened after here?
Yeah.
I was so happy for Jeremy Maclin. I will never forget. I thought he was gonna say him, Wallace, and Perryman. I'm like, oh, we have a nasty trio at receiver. Oh boy, thank God this podcast wasn't around because I would be getting flamed. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Let's see. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and get into some questions, Alex.
Okay, for sure.
Do the question segment. So this is the official Rain Gang question segment of the show. So if you do have any questions, please put them in the live chat at this moment. And then also, if you're part of the hashtag Replay Gang, leave your questions down below. And then everybody, make sure you like the video. Also subscribe to the channel if you are new, because there's a lot more Ravens content coming your way. And if not anything else, like the video for Patrick Queen, because I know you see in the video, those of you guys who are just getting in here, that Patrick Queen was live on the show. He was at the beginning. You can see the jersey in the back, signed by the way. Make sure you rewind the episode if you want to see our interview with Patrick Queen, the exclusive Purple Rain podcast interview with our inside linebacker. Let's go ahead and get into some questions here, what you guys are saying. Black Daniels gives a shout out to the Replay Gang, my guy.
And a big shout out to Black Daniels for always coming through and showing an enormous amount of love. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to kick it off with the super chat donation. Thank you so much. Leaving 420 from Epics says, hey, let's go, Alex.
Thank you, Epics. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Making it rain here on episode 111 of PRP. Let's see. I saw a question down here from Elix. Says, why not OBJ? If you really think about it, we're never a problem winning regular season games. So him coming back in November would hurt us, and we could utilize his skill set during the playoffs, or wouldn't hurt us, I guess he was trying to say.
I'm not against it.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, I'm really not like I said, I would love to see him hit the bird flu in M&T Bank because no Raven player has hit it yet. I need him. It's been Joe Mixon and him, and they've been on a posting team. I need that from a Ravens player. But yeah, I definitely think his market will be nice in November. And who knows what is going on with our receiving core? I definitely wouldn't roll it out. But I still think Green Bay is his likely destination because I think he would thrive with Aaron Rodgers. But we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. I think he would thrive with Aaron Rodgers as well. But I mean, I like the point that Elix is making here. Like I said, if he can come in, during the playoffs times or late in the season, just produce then hey, that would be great. That would be great. But I think that he would probably demand just a little bit too much money for our liking, and especially for a receiver that can't produce immediately for us.
Yeah.
So,
and depending if Greg Roman is still here too. That's the big
that as
kicker,
well.
I think.
That as well. Let's see. Have another question here coming from Bruh. So my guy Bruh says, Sutton, how do you feel about the 76ers season, and should they give Harden the max contract? How do I feel about the 76ers season? I'm going to say I feel indifferent about it because I'm so used to how the season ended. It's really nothing new. We win a series, maybe two, and then we just stall out because they're so heavily reliant on their star player, their one true star player, which is Joel Embiid, who is, I think definitely the best center in the league. But when he's all you have and he's not even durable, and everybody always says, the best ability is availability. I mean, if you can't be on the floor, if you can't be on the court or the football field, whatever sport you're playing, then what good are you? And I love Joel Embiid. He's really good. But, if he's the only crutch that we have to lean on, same thing's going to keep happening. So like I said, I feel indifferent about it. Should they give Harden the max? I think absolutely not. You don't, honestly, I think this is an old Jerry Jones saying, you don't buy a man's talents based off of what he was. You buy a man's talents based off of what he can become. And I think James Harden is kind of trending down, especially in physical ability. And that's very quantitative. You can look it up. The numbers are there. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. Don C says, hit that like, everyone. Thank you so much, Don.
Please.
Yeah. Let's see. We have another question coming from Christopher Swain, my guy. Says, what draft pick are you most excited for? Mine is Travis Jones.
Which one is yours, son? I'm trying to think which one yours was.
I think I might have said Travis Jones, honestly.
Was it?
I think it was Travis Jones. It was either Travis Jones or... No, I'm pretty sure it was Travis Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that I said Travis Jones because where we got him, he's like first round talent, pretty much.
Yeah.
But we got him in the third round? Yeah, third round pick. So it's like, I think that we're definitely going to get some good stuff out of him. The interior pressure was the biggest thing I was excited about. Oh my goodness. Like getting interior pressure when you got guys like Ojabo and Owe flying off the edge and obvious passing downs, third downs, things like that. Oh yeah, it's going to be important. It's going to be important. So that was my favorite one. What about you?
Then mine was Demarion Williams from, I believe it was Houston. I just think it was like the least talked about pick, but in 2019, this man went toe for toe with future first round pick CeeDee Lamb, and that right there, I love it. So that was mine.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. We do have another super chat donation. This one coming from T-Was.
Bro, this man is a troll.
Does Alex look like the Miz from WWE?
All right, D-Boss, you're insane.
You're trolling. Yeah. All right, man. All right.
D-Boss, come on now.
The Miz. I don't even remember that guy from WWE. Let's see. Walker says, could you see Harbaugh hiring his brother once we fire Greg Roman?
How the hell not?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see. Adam 78 says, do you see Isaiah likely used as a spread pass catcher like he was used in college at 245, 950 yards last year, mismatch versus secondary, and take double coverage off of Andrews?
I think we touched on this recently. I wouldn't be surprised. Definitely, number one, the hurdles. This man already fits in as a Raven tight end, by the way. He's just jumping over people. But I definitely think that we could. Because Greg Roman loves his tight ends and loves his running backs and fullbacks. But if you double Andrews with these guys now, I mean, you are going to leave maybe a Bateman one-on-one, which I think is pretty scary, just from what we saw last year. So I definitely think we could. But it all depends what he does in practice, because how the coaches are with practice. Like, if you don't show it, you're going to kind of get maybe buried down a little bit.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see between, I think, Isaiah Likely and Charlie Collar.
Hmm.
It's going to be a battle between those two kids at, during preseason. Like, it's going
Yeah,
to be, hey, we drafted these two tight ends pretty much like back to back almost. Let's see what they do the first chance that they get, and that'll kind of determine who gets more burn or playing time during the actual regular season. So that'll be interesting, man. Just
I
can't
think.
wait for preseason, man. Oh my
Yeah, I think for these two, this will probably be like a cold take. I think likely he'll get them more receiving yards, but Kolar
God.
will have more touchdowns. Probably have
Oh,
more of a
okay.
red zone threat,
Red
and
zone threat.
likely will be
Okay.
getting us down there. Yeah, because Kolar, how tall he's like 6'8". I know that's a big boy, real tall.
Yeah. Yeah. Another question coming from Walker says, "Can you say happy birthday to my friend Ryan Davey? It's his birthday and he likes your videos simply.
Oh, from me and Sutton from the bottom of our heart, happy birthday, Ryan Davey.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, man." Let's see. All right. See what other questions. We'll take a few more from you guys down here.
Mm.
Christopher Swain brings up Justin Houston. He wants the Ravens to bring him back because he has over 100 career sacks. He can mentor Owe, Hayes, Ojabo, and Bowser. He'd be a great mentor to them. What do you think about bringing Houston back for another year?
Also, it is Dalen Hayes' birthday today. Well, happy birthday to Dalen
Oh,
Hayes.
happy
I just
birthday,
remember
Dalen
that.
Hayes.
Just remember
Yeah.
that. I was watching Dalen Hayes. I was watching like one of his highlight stuff from college, and this man was nasty. This man was nasty, and I think we definitely are missing out on that nastiness because he played in one game last year, like 4 snaps against the Lions, which that what a game.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I think Ojabo will be coming back at sometime this season, and Houston can definitely contribute. And you brought it up multiple times that he definitely, when the game got to that clutch moment, he definitely would try and make a play. So I definitely
Yeah.
wouldn't be against it. I think it's the right move.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting that you bring up Dalen Hayes. I was thinking about him earlier today, and like just the fact that he didn't get to play like pretty much at all, besides those 4 snaps, like you said, against the Lions last year. We just don't. There's so much like untapped potential on this team.
Unknown.
Like even guys like Owe, even guys like Bateman, even guys like J.K. Dobbins. We really don't know what like the max of their potential is. You
No.
know. Like that's one of the most encouraging things when you think about the Ravens, man, because just like they have a lot of young talent that are like pivotal pieces to their team, and those guys have not even sniffed their prime yet. It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah. I mean, you can add Patrick Queen in there too.
You can add Patrick
Yeah.
Queen. We have no idea. We have no idea how good Patrick Queen can be based off of what we've seen from him already. He showed a lot of promise.
Yeah.
Um,
Love the
but
team in
yeah,
tackles.
yeah,
22.
absolutely. Let's see. Kayla Sports says, "How do you feel about signing Emmanuel Sanders?"
That's a little bit of a step above T.Y. Hilton for me because he was the number 3 receiver for the Bills last year.
Yeah, I mean, not for me. It's a no. It's a no. I just think it's not enough of a target, not enough of a threat. I mean, like to warrant spending the money on it. I think we could probably invest our money in other places.
Mm.
Let's see. We'll take this one from Ross. Always says, "Is Wolf going to play for the Ravens this year, and is Boyle healthy?"
I believe yes and yes.
100%.
100%. I think Boyle kind of last year was like maybe a Stanley a little bit. He wasn't fully 100% and maybe was rushed back. And then for Wolf too, he just didn't play at all. I think it was a back issue. I think he'll play this year, but we'll see. We haven't heard anything about him, which could be a little bit concerning.
Yeah. Hopefully Boyle is back because we know how important he is to those heavy jumbo sets, man. Like those. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to see the Ravens like just bully teams again with that run game and just those huge dudes up front. Oh my God, like Pat Ricard, Boyle just running straight at you, man, to block you. Like these linebackers, these DBs, these safeties trying to run up and stop the run game, runs to the outside where guards are pulling all over the place. And just, our run game is really good. We will give Greg Roman his props for that, and they utilize those big guys really well. So hopefully Boyle is healthy for sure. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there for the questions. And for this episode. Was there anything else you want to add in, Alex?
Just a big thank you to
Yeah.
PQ6 for coming out to the Purple Rain
Absolutely.
podcast for the second time, and
Yeah.
to you, Sutton, and to the Rain Gang. You know, definitely
Yeah.
come a long way. Got a lot more to go. Believe that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, that's all I really got to say.
Yeah, and just real quick, we have over 100 people watching live right now. Make sure you like the video. Also, subscribe to the channel. And if you missed the Patrick Queen interview, rewind. Become part of the hashtag replay gang. Not only are we the Rain Gang here, but if you don't watch the live episodes, you're part of the hashtag replay gang. So make sure you rewind, watch that Patrick Queen interview. And hey, if you haven't liked the video yet, you might want to like it after that, man, because Patrick Queen, man, he really came through, gave us some great information. Make sure you check it out. This has been episode 111 of the Purple Rain podcast. Before we get out of here, I'm going to go ahead and just let you guys know. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def, just like you see right above me here. You can find my guy on Twitter, simply as 10, and then on Instagram at simply as 10.prod. And then last but certainly not least, make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast, just like you see right there down below. I'm actually thinking about starting a Rain Gang group chat. A Rain Gang group chat that'll be like based off of the Purple Rain podcast Instagram account. Everybody who's part of the Rain Gang replay gang can be added to it. We can talk, football in there, Ravens football, whatever. I think that would be really cool. So make sure you follow the Instagram. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm gonna let my guy Alex take us out.
And thank you for coming through to episode 111 of the Purple Rain podcast, a very special episode. And as always, stay positive, test negative. Don't forget.
Don't ever forget to call God. This has been episode 111 of PRP. We're going to